But if you're all willing to go ahead and mute yourself and turn off your camera for a few minutes, we will just go ahead and drop into an exercise to explore a little bit of what's underneath sometimes when we deal with our own hidden emotions and the secondary emotions. And anger seems to be something that all of us can really touch into. So we're just going to practice with that, although you can take this kind of idea and utilize it in any case, really, of like feeling a big emotion and being curious about what might be underneath it. So you don't have to close your eyes, but if you're in a space of being able to do that, I encourage you to go ahead and do that. And just kind of allow yourself to drop into your body for a moment. Because we're going to imagine a friend in front of us who has come to us because they are really, really angry. And pick one of your own anger triggers that you know that makes you really angry and have them come to you with this particular trigger. Have them tell you that story, whatever it is that you're all too familiar with. And as they're telling you this story, notice their face, notice their body. What other emotions do you think that they're feeling besides anger? As they continue to tell you this story, you're just witnessing them, empathizing with them. What else is going on besides the anger that they're emoting at the moment? And once they're done with the story, just kind of in your mind, do you feel like they handled expressing that in a genuine way? Or do you feel like they are handling it effectively for themselves? Or are they missing anything that you feel like you could offer them in consideration? How are they showing their emotions? How are they coping with them? We have a tendency to just say, man, yeah, that's hard, which is great. But I'm wondering if in that moment of seeing them and how they're dealing with it, is there anything you can offer back to them, an insight or a different coping mechanism? And how does that make you feel? Now, imagine that this person is a safe enough person that you can point out to them that they might be experiencing other emotions besides the anger that they're expressing in that moment. A lot of times we communicate in a way that we want to be communicated to. So from that perspective, how do you offer to them to open up to these potential other secondary emotions, or actually primary emotions that the anger as a secondary emotion is covering? What kind of words do you use that feels good for you? And how do they respond to that? And then lastly, is there any benefits that you can see or experience from this interaction for yourself as well as for them. Maybe one of the things underneath the anger is stress. And as we've all discussed in many, many times, finding ways of doing self-care for ourselves can lower that stress. And so offering some very small self-care habits to begin working with so that the stress minimizes, so that then maybe the anger will minimize for them. That's an example. Perhaps that would apply for your situation, but perhaps it's a different one that comes up for you. And then once you're done offering this up, feel free to take a nice deep breath and settle yourself back into your body and flutter your eyes back open and join us. But take your time finishing up this conversation in your mind with your friend. And we'll come back and chat about what your experience and thoughts were.